Erica Kirk, star of the show. Vice President J.D. Vance there as well, headlining a packed TPUSA event. Happened in Oxford, Mississippi at Ole Miss. Thousands packing an arena to honor Charlie Kirk. Erica and the Vice President spoke to the students honoring Charlie's mission and his legacy going forward.
Being on campus right now for me is a spiritual reclaiming of territory. And let me explain that, because there is a lot of symbolism in today. It's Wednesday, 7 weeks. And the more that I am coming to grips with the permanency of this nightmare, the more that I'm starting to realize and witness that the enemy, he doesn't want you. He wants your territory. He wants your influence. I could just hear Charlie in my heart. I could just hear him say, go reclaim that territory, babe. Go. The battle's already won. God's love conquers. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here because this moment, it can either be your breaking point or your wake-up call, essentially your turning point, if you will.
As Charlie lived and died for the basic principle that we ought to be able to talk about our differences, we ought to be able to debate them, and we ought to have faith that the best way to make sure that the best idea wins is to actually just have a discussion. And that is what this event is all about. That is what Turning Points USA is all about.
Quiet moments, really. Turning Point USA spokesperson Andrew Colvett is back with us. Andrew, good morning to you, and thanks for coming back here. I know you were in Mississippi last night, up early in Arizona today. There are many moments from last night. For me, it was how Erica talked about how her grief has affected and changed her life. What about you? What did you think of that?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Bill. There were so many moments last night, and I think Erica's courage stands out. And I think, my phone was lighting up last night and this morning with moms just grateful for the example that Erica is giving this generation of a strong woman, of a courageous woman. And Erica went out there last night because she wanted to honor Charlie's legacy, but she also wanted to tell Gen Z and these college students that you are the generation of courage. You are the courageous generation. Bill, we hear about the greatest generation. Well, we believe at Turning Point, and Erica believes, that this is going to be the courageous generation, that they are going to be the turning point, and they're going to be inspired by Charlie's life and the way he lived, but also his death, and they are going to reclaim that territory. I love that clip that you played, and I can just tell you there's so many moms all across the country that were watching Erica on stage last night with their daughters. And she's an incredible, incredible role model, and I think that stands out. Just by the way, Bill, over half of the student body at Ole Miss registered for this event. We had to turn away over 5,000 people, including 13,000 adults that we told, we're not going to be able to fit you, please don't come. A lot of them came anyways. So just incredible enthusiasm.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Here's a headline. I guess there was a progressive movement at Ole Miss last night, too, that counter-programming, I think is what we call on TV. The Progressive Ole Miss student groups hold a town hall opposite the event. A little more than 100 people gathered inside of the ballroom on the Union's second floor. So, and obviously, not a great turnout there. How many did you have inside? What do you think America is learning about the growth of your movement, Andrew?
Yeah, we had over 10,000 students, only students. And that, by the way, there was rain. It was a soggy day. We had over 10,000. And like I said, over half of the student body registered. 14,000 students registered. I think it's about 27,000 on campus. And I think what people are seeing is that this movement it's not going anywhere. It's growing. It's multiplying. It's expanding. And, when you have friends like J.D. Vance that come in and face their questions, just tough questions, without fear, without worrying about missing a beat or skipping a step. He just went straight for it, and it just occurs to me, it's like politicians spend their whole political careers trying to avoid those types of questions, and instead he wanted to honor Charlie's legacy and do exactly what Charlie did, which is, if you have a disagreement, come to the front of the line, let's talk about it. And I think that is the way forward. That is what Charlie would want: open debate, open dialogue. Let's hash it out, and remember that we are humans on either side of these debates, and that's the way forward.
I thought it was cool to see the vice president take those questions at random. It was cool to watch. Now you got the other side, not to bring down the room, but this is Jennifer Welch. She has a podcast, former Bravo star, some sort of social influencer. This is what she is saying right now about waking up. She said this week.
Listen up, Democratic establishment. You can either jump on board with this or we're coming after you in the same way that we come after MAGA. Period. Kudos to Bernie, to AOC, to Zoran. And that woman out in somewhere middle America saying, Charlie Kirk, he was a racist, he was a piece of There are so many more of us than there are of them. And these Democrats that continue to play patty cake with corporations and lobbyists, nobody wants that. Nobody wants you.
So, look, she said it. I don't want to bring down the room, but go ahead and give 30 seconds to respond to that attitude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the profane inspires anybody. And you contrast that with what Erica Kirk talked about last night in Ole Miss, and you see this, I think, disgusting display of somebody I hadn't heard about until a couple of weeks ago because of the things she's saying. Yeah. She maybe gets eyeballs, maybe people are tuning in, but she is not inspiring anybody. And I just have to go back to what I said. We want dialogue. We want to humanize each other. We are in a very, very rough spot as a country if those are the types of voices that win out. And I hope instead it's voices like J.D. Vance and Erica Kirk that have those debates, have those dialogues, and give us space to treat each other as humans and fellow Americans, because that's disturbing language. There's no other way to look at that.
You're quite polite. Thank you, Andrew, for coming back. Nice to see you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.